Good day, everyone. Terilee Harrison here with another edition of Supporting Speakers Live. I am a speaker business development coach focused on helping businesses grow through speaking. And I am delighted today to introduce you to another one of my fabulous networking friends, colleagues, and partners, and that is Deborah Northcutt. Deborah, welcome.
Thank you, Terilee. Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here.
I am delighted to have you here. This long conversation is a long time coming because of anybody I know that can serve speakers. You are one of them with some unique gifts and talents. And I'm just so delighted for you to be able to come and meet more of my network and be able to share what you're up to and your expertise. So if it's okay, can I introduce you a little more formally today?
Of course, of course.
All right, here we go. So Deborah Northcutt is the Speaker Support Concierge from Free You Up VA, where she helps speakers take their speaking careers to the next level. With over 20 years of experience in the admin industry, Deborah has a wealth of knowledge and connections to help speakers land more engagements. That's what we want. Increase their visibility. We want that too, and grow their business. So see, you guys, she's perfect. She's perfect. Deborah, when we met through networking, and it's just such a joy to have you here, get to know you better, come alongside you as we're both serving speakers, and so I would love to just dive in if you feel ready. I know you have some amazing resources for us, and I know you want to share with us about Talkadot. So I just found out about Talkadot in the last so many months, and so I'm anxious to hear your take on it. So tell us all about it.
Okay, great. You know how speakers at an event and they give their speech, and at the end of the speech, when they come off stage or they're standing in the hallway, there's 50 people that normally gather around the speaker wanting to talk to that speaker. Well, there could be, out of those 50 people that are standing around wanting to talk to that speaker, there could be actually 2 people wanting to book that speaker for an event, but they can't even get close to that speaker because there's somebody up there talking to them. I don't know if they're shooting the breeze or if they're letting them know that they enjoyed their speech, but no one's going to wait 30 minutes in order to get up to you to talk to you. So they're going to leave. So you just lost 2 booking engagements because they weren't able to get up and talk to you. Well, that's where Talkadot comes into play. Now with Talkadot, it's something that you put on your last slide as you're speaking. You know how you normally put on your slide your website, your social media information, your contact, and how many people actually go to your social media sites and connect with you? Not that many. But with Talkadot, it's a QR code that you put up on the slide, and people take pictures of that QR code with their phone right then and there. And what that does, it connects them to a survey. Now, everyone's not going to take the survey, but trust me, there are going to be a lot of people who do take that survey. And with that survey, you can get testimonials, you can get how many people attended your conference, your speech. You can get so much information because you get a report that gives you all that information. And you can get those 2 people that didn't want to wait for you to book you right there on Talkadot. So that's what Talkadot is all about. It takes out the stress of you having to try to collect testimonials yourself. It lets you know that how many people attended your event, how many people liked, what you talked about. It just gives you a whole list of things as a speaker that you need. And you can take that report and use it to get other speaking engagements with. Because, you can say all day long, I'm a great speaker and people really enjoy my talk. But now you have proof in that report saying that 97 people attended my event. 97 people love my talk. 97 people want to see me speak again. You have that proof right then and there. So it takes out the stress of a lot. So I love Talkadot myself. I mean, I've known speakers who used it and they say that they love it.
Awesome. I love hearing more about it. That's exactly what I had thought that I saw a description of. And then does it benefit you if you share your link with us? And if it does, let's make sure that we put the link, your link to Talkadot in our comments that
Okay.
with our live. Does that sound good?
It sounds great.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So the second thing I know you wanted to chat about is websites. And as a speaker concierge who is helping people land engagements, book engagements, and much more, I would love to hear what your take is on websites. Tell me more.
Okay. I have, as a speaker support concierge, I have talked to speakers and I've taken a look at their websites. And trust me, some of the websites really need a lot of work. And, I go over that with them to let them know what they need to add, what they need to take out, things like that. And I've also talked to speakers who don't even have a website. And I try to express to them the importance of having a website, because as a speaker, you need one, and it's your resume. Actually, that's what I tell them. Now, these are the things that I tell speakers that they should have on their website. The website, first of all, it should be in your name. If you can buy your domain name, it should be in your name, like joeblow.com or marysmith.com. And if your name is not available because someone else already bought that domain that has the same name as you, I tell speakers that at least get a domain name that has speaker in it. I don't care what you put in front of it, but make sure the word speaker is in that domain name. And then also, of course, your website should have an about me page, because we want to know about you. We want to know all about you. What do you do? What is your specialty? What is your experience? Things like that. And also, it's very important to have a 2 to 3 minute speaker reel on your website, because when event planners come to your website, they want to see you. They want to know more about you. They want to see what you've done, who you are, how the audience reacts to your speaking. So it's very important to have a speaker reel on your website. Also, your website should have videos of you speaking, because the meeting planners want to see you in action. They want to see how the audience is reacting to as you're speaking. They want to see how you speak. Are you clear? The tone of your voice? Are people excited? Do you get people excited as you're speaking? They want to see those things. Plus, you should have plenty of pictures of you on your website for meeting planners, where they can just go in and download pictures that they need and that they want. So definitely you should have a lot of pictures, a different type of pictures, action pictures, speaking pictures, headshots, all different kind of pictures of you on your website for them to choose from. You also should have a media kit on your website. In your media kit, you should have a headshot, a one sheet, anything pertaining to what an event planner would need to download. Instead of you going back and forth with the event planner, they might contact you saying, well, send me a copy of your headshot. Well, you might forget, or you might, you might lose it, or it might take you a couple of days to get it to them. So you should have it on your website where they can just go grab all that information themselves. Well, I'm sorry. Somebody has called me. Excuse me 1 minute, please. Let me get rid of this.
All good. You are
And
wanted.
also, yeah, yeah. Also, you should have your contact information. You should also have your contact information on your way. That's very important. You want people to know how to get in contact with you. You should have it in 2 ways. You should have it written, your name, your address, your and a phone number for them to get in contact with. And you also should have a contact form on your website for people to fill out, who don't want to contact you by phone or text or whatever. So that's what I tell speakers about the importance of having a website. And you should also
Oh, I hope that Deborah can make it back. Let's give it a second, guys. Let's give it a second. I love what she's sharing. I know, here she comes. I know that she is actively booking Here we go. Yay, I was
I'm
so
so
happy you made
sorry.
it back. No, I'm so happy you made it back. Everybody gets glitches. Everybody gets tech glitches. I was starting to say that I hope you make it back, but that I know that you are someone who is experienced in helping people by booking speaking engagements for them. And so, yes, how we show up online with our website is critical, because as we go to apply, people check us out, right?
Yes, they do. They do. And it's definitely should have a website because, like I said, that is your resume. It's your calling card. It says everything about you that people need to know.
Yeah, so good. I
Mhm.
appreciate that so much. I appreciate
Oh,
you
sure.
sharing all of that. And what I want people to know is sometimes we think, oh my gosh, I don't have $10,000 to start my getting my website done. But let's just say that we can all start somewhere and level up from there. Agreed?
Agreed. 100%. Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. So I
Sure.
know that your last resource is you'd love to talk to us about being on podcasts. So tell us more. I'm excited to hear.
Okay. Podcast shows are the way to go. There's so many benefits to getting on podcast shows. I'm going to give you 5 benefits of being on a podcast show. I'm going to list the benefits first, and then I'll go into a little more detail as to why I say that's why you should be on podcast shows as a public speaker. Number one is to grow your network. Number two is to explode your traffic. Number three, it's a great lead generator. Number four, it's to broaden your reach and your audience engagement. And number five is repurposing content. So, number one, the thing that I first said is to grow your network. Being on a podcast show, you can be introduced to other industry leaders or partners, and you also can be introduced to other podcast hosts by being on podcast shows. You never know who the host knows, as you're being on a podcast show. And if you do a great job, they're more than likely to introduce you to another podcast show that you'd be a great fit for. So that helps you to grow your network. Number two, explode your traffic. Your episode is going to be promoted to other platforms like social media, newsletters, and other host websites. They're going to put that episode on their website. So therefore, you're going to be exposed to other people to grow your traffic. And also, when you use a call to action at the end of your podcast performance, you're going to send people to your website or to your web page or some type of resource or freebie that you're going to give out. And once they sign up, you're going to collect their email addresses. And so that's going to help explode your traffic right there. The third thing is it's a great lead generator. By offering something of value in exchange for an email address, it allows you to capture leads. A little bit of what I just said before. It also helps to position you as an authority in your field. And the fourth thing is it broadens your reach and engagement, your audience engagement. It helps introduce you to a new audience that you may never had a chance to get in front of before. It also helps you to increase your visibility and to engage with a diverse set of listeners. And the last thing is repurposing content. Now, we all know we need to have content and we also need to have fresh content. And it always doesn't have to be fresh, but by being on a content,
Oh, she was so on a roll. I hope she makes it back again. I think one of the most important things while she's hopefully coming back is that content and being on podcasts. One of the biggest things that is necessary is to pull together a call to action to bring them back to you, which Deborah's going to do. Hey there, you were so on a roll.
I am so sorry, Terry. I told you I'm having internet issues this morning. I apologize to you and your audience.
No
I am so
problem.
sorry.
No problem. I hope that they appreciate us following through.
Yes, I do too. And the last thing I was talking about was repurposing your content. You
Yeah.
can also use snippets, from that podcast show as content. You can also use quotes. You can use the entire podcast and put it on your website. You can put, certain parts of it on social media, newsletters, blog posts, however you want to use it. I mean, you have so many ways you can take your podcast episode and use it to repurpose content. So those
Yeah.
were my 5 ways of using a podcast show as a speaker, which is great. You should get on as many podcast shows as you can within your niche, of course.
That's awesome. I appreciate that
Mhm.
so much. There are people who may have been doing podcasts or people who may be thinking about it. And I hope that what you shared helps take them over the hump. When you fell out for just a minute, I was sharing that one of the things I think is most important when we're on podcasts is to have a clear call to action so that
Yes.
people know how to come back to you, right? They know how to
Yes.
connect to you and whether you're giving away a free gift or whatever it is. So, speaking of, I bet that some of my speaker friends would love to connect with you, Deborah. So, how can they do that? What is it you'd like to share with them?
Well, I would love to share that I am having a giveaway for speakers on my Facebook group, and the name of my Facebook group is Support for Spectacular Speakers. I would love for you to come and join and be a part of the giveaway and win some spectacular gifts. Or if you have something that you feel that you can, a product or a service that you feel would be a great resource for speakers, I would love for you to come and be an applicant on my giveaway. And once again, the name of my Facebook group is Support for Spectacular Speakers.
Awesome. That sounds like a wonderful community. I know my speaker friends would probably love to come and spend more time with you and check that
Mhm.
out. And hey, who doesn't like to win prizes, right, my friend?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's been
Mhm.
great chatting with you. I always love chatting with you. I
Mhm.
encourage my speaker friends to connect with you because I think you can add so much value to all of us as we are stepping out in the world and maximizing our message and
Mhm.
growing our speaking business.
Yeah,
We also want to increase our income while we're making an impact, right?
definitely.
There
Most
we go.
definitely.
There we go. So I
Mhm.
appreciate you being here. Thanks for powering through on the tech. She said, in the beginning she could have canceled, and I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't. I'm sure people totally understand. So, Deborah, I thank you for our people that are going to watch the replay, people participating now. I acknowledge you and thank you too for being here. I'm Terilee Harrison with another edition here of Supporting Speakers Live, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thanks, Deb.
much.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.